Hello, everyone. I would like to thank you for joining us for the Accounting 209 Getting Started webinar. My name is Jacob Varney, Instructional Designer for IvyOnline and Project Manager for the most recent development of Accounting 209 for IvyOnline. Accounting 209 was just recently developed for the first time for IvyOnline, starting for use in summer 2021. We'll be taking this time to take a look at the new course and see how you can get started. Joining me today are Ted from McGraw-Hill, who will be demonstrating how you will go about preparing Connect for the semester and answering questions about that. And also we have Laura Lynn Johnson, the current mentor for the course and the course developer, who will give us a brief walkthrough through the course and answer any questions that there might be about delivering the course. If there are any questions or comments, feel free to post them in the chat or use the raise hand feature to let us know that you'd like to ask a question. All right, with that, I'll go ahead and pass things off to Ted. That way he can go ahead and walk us through setting up Connect for Accounting 209.
Well, thank you very much, Jacob. I will share my screen. And now you should see the IvyLearn course for Accounting 209. So just some background, this is just a very simple two-step process. Essentially, when Laura Lynn developed the course, she and Jacob, they placed links to the Connect assignments in the course. And so when you get your IvyLearn course, it already has pre-populated the Connect assignments. So all we need to do on the back end, we copy a matching Connect course to you. And then that allows you to pair your IvyLearn course with McGraw-Hill Connect, and then do a synchronization step that just reactivates those assignment links. So those are the two steps that I'm going to show you. It takes just a minute, and then I'll show you one more thing, and that's just how, if you need to change due dates or anything like that, how easy that is to do. So in your course, to start this process, click on McGraw-Hill Connect on the left, and that will take you to the McGraw-Hill tool. And it will ask you if you want to pair it with a Connect section, and you want to click Pair with a Connect section. And the next step is important. You want to choose to pair it with a section in an existing Connect course. And the reason it's an existing Connect course is because we've already copied one to you, and that's why it's existing. You might think that you need to do a new one, but don't choose that. That would just pair a blank course. So you do want to choose section in an existing Connect course. And then scroll down a little bit, and you should have a Accounting 209 course to select. When I select it, mine's kind of generic, just says Accounting 209 Summer 2021. Yours should have the section number or name, and you just select the box next to it and then click Save. So you're halfway done at this point. It's paired successfully. To finish the process and do that synchronization step that I mentioned, you just need to click the Return to IvyLearn button, and you can do that with the yellow button on the left or the blue here in the middle. Either one's fine. They both go to the same place. So you click it, you go back to the McGraw-Hill tool, and you can see now it says Paired with Accounting 209 Summer 2021. And you just need to click this synchronization button here, Sync with my Connect section. It'll spin for a minute and look for the assignments that need reactivated, and it has found 35 of them. No errors or anything. That's what you want to see. So you just scroll down and click Submit. It'll spin again for a minute while it finishes that process, and it'll tell you that it's been successful, and you can just click OK. So at this point, you're essentially done. The last thing that I'm going to show you is just how to go in and change due dates if you needed to change anything like that. But at this point, all of your Connect assignments are active. There's nothing else you need to do. So students could click on them and they would open. You're all set in that regard. But to change due dates, you would go to this McGraw-Hill Connect button, just as we've done for these other things, but click Go to My Connect section. This will take you to the Connect screen where it displays all the folders. And you can go in by chapter. And if you wanted to change the dates for any of these assignments, you just check the boxes or box next to them, and then go up above this to what we call the stack of papers icon. And when you do that, you can go to the Manage Dates button, and you can change due dates on the next screen in bulk or individually if you've chosen it, if you've chosen multiple assignments. One other thing to note here, I like to see this when you go in here, and if these assignments have this red icon next to them over here on the right under the deployed column, that just shows you that you've finished that synchronization step. this assignment or these assignments are synced with Canvas, with IvyLearn. And so automatic transfer of grades is enabled, all that kind of stuff. But that's what that means right there. And that's really it. The most important part is to pair and then sync. And if you were to have any issues or have any questions about that, you can get in touch with me or my colleague Dave or our technical support people, and we're happy to help you on the phone or Zoom or at some point in person if you need help. And just let us know. We do that, all this instructional, non-instructional week and the first week or so of classes. So just let us know if you need help.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for that quick overview, Ted.
Okay. Did I miss anything, you two? Or I get everything that you want to cover?
Nothing in particular from my angle.
Okay. All right. Well, I will stop sharing and turn it over to you.
Great. Thank you so much. And thank you once again for joining us to give us that quick overview.
Well, thanks for having me. We appreciate it very much.
All right. Have a great day, Ted.
You too. Thanks.
All right. Excellent. Next, we'll go ahead and have Laurelyn take over and give us a quick tour of Accounting 209.
All right, can you hear me?
Again, thank you.
Okay, so I'm looking at your checklist. So we're gonna take a look at the syllabus.
Yes.
So let me share my screen. All right, do you see my screen okay?
And thank you.
All right, so here is the homepage of Accounting 209. And I'm going to go into the syllabus tab here, and we're just going to review the highlights. And so first is the required text. We're using Principles of Auditing and Other Assurances, the 21st edition through McGraw-Hill. Also, the course outline of record is directly below the materials, but we're going to jump right over to some of the policies within the course. There is not going to be a proctored examination, so I wanted to clarify that within this webinar. We will have a midterm project and a final project, but there's no proctoring requirements within this course. So we do have the assignments listed below. Scroll on down to them. So we began the course with some orientation to the McGraw-Hill online learning system. Then we have our 8 discussions, which are your typical discussions that everybody is used to. You reply to the main topic, and then each student replies to 2 other students for full credit. We have 12 chapters of reading assignments for the students that follow up with quizzes to test their subject content and knowledge. And then this course is unique because it offers the Rogers CPA content, which gives the students their first glance at CPA examination and practice questions. And the midterm projects is listed here in the assignment projects, as well as the final exam project. So just a little review of the assignments within the course. And the grading scheme is 5-point distributions, and so I have your little tab here that gives the points for a total point of 3,129, and we have our typical grading scale for this course. Next, under this course, we'll take a look at the instructor resources. So let me scroll up to the next tab, and that will be located in modules where it's normally posted for all assignments. And so we have our online instructor guide, and let me go back to this module. So we have our whole module for instructor resources. So we have our instructor guides, we have report course issues. So if you have a situation within your course, you can report an issue here. And Ivy Tech developers and mentors will follow up and work quickly to correct those issues. We have faculty evaluations. I also listed the midterm and final project solutions for easy access here. We also have the module announcements, also the bookshelf for instructor guide, and because this is a McGraw-Hill Connect course, we have the instructor guide in case you need some additional assistance with launching your McGraw-Hill publisher content. And here's some live assignment instructions in case you need that information as well. So let's see what else we have. So I wanted to walk through the instructor guide just briefly. And so you can see our table of contents. It just gives you some ideas on how to set the course up, some tips on how the modules are broken down, and just give you a little bit of guidance if you need it to help personalize the course and set the course up with your due dates and announcements and how each module is broken down. I don't want to go into huge detail. You can read that on your own, but just know that these resources are there if you need them. Move back to that module. I also want to walk you through the announcement template. So I know everybody likes to do their weekly announcements or important, I call it just a check-in with your students, and sometimes you do it more than once a week, but I did list some of the highlights within each module. So of course module 1 is just an intro, but I'm going to scroll down to like when we get into the depths of the course. So I did offer some more detail on what's covered in that weekly assignment. So just a little bit of help on some of the content that's offered in that module. And so I listed what, for example, module 2 announcement. Here is some of the chapter highlights. Here's chapter 3 highlights, just to help you out with adding content within your weekly announcement versus just saying, hey, welcome to week 3. Good luck. So I always encourage instructors to add a little bit of content to their announcement to help prepare the students for what's about to happen in that week with the assignments. So
And I'll chime in on something really quickly here. We also, I think the faculty leads are doing a great job of covering it as well, but it just kind of serves to send them a reminder wherever I can. We do require that for IvyOnline courses, I believe, I'm not sure if it's for all courses in general, but at least for IvyOnline, a weekly announcement is required or some kind of weekly class-wide correspondence. So this will hopefully help you with meeting that policy requirement moving forward.
Okay, yeah, good point. So, so those are the highlights to the instructor resources. So feel free to dig into them if you have any questions about any of the resources available, or if you feel there's some resource that is missing that we could add, definitely reach out and let us know. So I'm going to walk through a module just real quick to give you an idea of what each module looks like. So here's module 1, and you can see we have our intro, which is basic in the beginning of each course. I typically try to add, let's see if it'll launch for me, add like a welcome message or a video just to break the ice on that, what's going on in that module for that week. And then we move over to the learning activities. So we give the students their to-do lists on what to expect for this week, and we offer some additional resources here. Then we'll move on to the discussion. And so each week we'll have a different discussion topic. And then it'll launch into the McGraw-Hill assignments. So those we haven't linked this yet, so I apologize. But let me go back just to the module itself. So you have your chapter readings. Each reading follows up with a quiz and next steps. Here, module 2 has a little bit more detail in it. And this is what I wanted to highlight. So we have our reading, quizzes, reading, and then the Rogers CPA content. Those are unlimited attempts because it's just to give the students practice on some of the examination questions for the CPA exam. And then of course our next steps. Just to highlight the midterm and final. So here's our midterm project that is in module 2. And then you'll see the final project here in module 8. And then congratulations, you've gotten through the course. So how the assignments are linked to the core. So let me go back. It's kind of hard to do this on one screen and for video, but our core objectives are just to give the students some experience on auditing. So we have how auditing standards and code of professional conduct is our main core objectives, and then applying those concepts for auditing. So a lot of the assignments revolve around how we do an official audit as accountants, prepare reports through the auditing process, discuss some of the electronic data processing systems, and give an opinion after examining the evidence that accountants will do. So the students are going to perform sampling techniques in an audit, both statistical and non-statistical, and identify limitations. So they're actually going to put an audit together. So going back to the assignments, because I want to just try to link those all together. So all discussions will revolve around the core. So we're going to look at audit evidence, statistical sampling. Here's our EDI, our electronic data interchanges. We're going to talk about cash, segregation of duties, and auditing procedures. So those all flow to all the core objectives. And then, of course, our textbook readings supplement all of those as well. And then our quizzes to make sure the students are retaining that knowledge. And then we give them that additional research sources with the Rogers CPA content just to get them used to some of the examination process. And then at the end, with their midterm and final project, they're actually going to do a true audit and all the supporting documents that go along with it. So that's how all the assignments will tie to the core objectives. And that's pretty much all I have, Jacob.
Excellent. No, that was great. Thank you, Laurelyn. One thing that or a couple things that I usually add when I do these as well is just making note of that introductory live meeting that's down there at the bottom of the page. So that was added to all of our IvyOnline courses, just as an opportunity for students to kind of get to know their instructor, or have that opportunity. It's optional for students, and there's a space in there where you can put your information for how they can kind of join you for that live meeting during the first 2 weeks. Another thing that I usually like to add is that this is an inclusive access course, which means that the content contained within is generally considered proprietary for whomever is publishing the content. In this case, it's McGraw-Hill. We just ask that everyone be very judicious about the distribution of this content, because the only way that we can facilitate this program for our students to get the materials on the first day is by keeping that content under lock and only using it where we're told that we're allowed to use it. So again, just be very careful about if you copy any of this content out. That way we can avoid any issues with our publishing partners should some content get distributed in a way that was not agreed to. And I believe that's it that I have to add. Laurelyn, anything else that you'd like to add before we close up?
Yes, just real quickly, and I'm sharing this announcement that you posted that the textbook resources are a part of the tuition, so the students do not need to go on to the bookstore website to purchase their materials, and that's always handy to know up front. That way, instructors don't have to figure out how to answer questions when they come in from students regarding how do I get my books, and so this was the first announcement, and I appreciate Jacob for putting that in there. So the course materials are available, and they're ready to use once the student logs in.
I appreciate you bringing that up and clarifying that. Thank you, Laurelyn. All right, excellent. Well, thank you once again for joining us. If there are any additional questions about the course, I will go ahead and put some of our contact information on the screen. Let me go ahead and pull that up. So you can contact the publisher, Ted, at tedkrushek@mheducation.com if you have any questions about getting Connect set up in your course. You can also contact Laurelyn if you have any questions about the course content or how to best deliver your course. And you can also contact me if you need another resource to contact her if you have any other questions about delivering Accounting 209 online. Thank you, Laurelyn, for your work and time for both delivering this webinar and completing this course for us. And everybody have a great rest of your week.